Hello all, it's the 17th of March 2016, it's Dan here from Essex, United Kingdom. So I've had a few requests to do a video about blueberries. Now, as many of my long-term viewers know, I do indeed have a nice amount of blueberry plants. Now, just talk about what I've got here. Now this here, excuse me, is gold traub, okay, and I purchased these from Homebase, I believe, last year, and it was, I think, here we go, look, they were 3 for £9 or £3.50 each, and I bought 3 of them, and they've done very well. So you can see that's where the years before growth ended, and this was last year's growth, and this was all last year's growth, so they've done very well. So they established in 1 year, and put in less than a year in fact, and they put out all of this growth, so managed to create a decent environment for them to grow in. So I'll show you a little bit more of what I got here. So 3 gold traub. You're going to have to forgive me the fact that they're not weeded properly. I'm extremely busy at the moment and don't have much time, but there's no excuse really. This was another blueberry plant that I was given by a very kind friend, as was this one, as was this one, and this one. Now this one here is a bit pathetic, but trying to reinvigorate it, my friend just had them in his garden in any old soil, so didn't thrive, but managed to bring some of them back from the brink, and this one in particular has done very well. I mean, look at that, nice thick little trunk, if you want to call it that, and just put out some nice growth as well. This is a very nice one. This is, I know this because this is one of my old ones from my old garden, and this is variety Nelson. And this one too is Nelson. This was just buried in somebody else's garden, and they also gave this to me, and I managed to rescue this one and bring it back from the brink, and we actually had a little crop off of it last year. So with blueberries, it's crucial that you give them the correct environment. Now, they need acidic soil, and you want to be between 4 to 5 on the pH, okay? That's between 4 to 5 on the pH. You don't want to be too acidic, and you don't want to be too alkaline, so between 4 to 5 is where you want to be, because to my knowledge blueberries come from peat bogs where of course the soil is acidic. Now there are ways in which you can achieve this. Now I know commercially they grow blueberries in something which I've been informed is called sawdust sausage, which is compost, ericaceous compost, so it's ericaceous compost with sawdust mixed within it. Now of course this all contributes to the acidic soil, because sawdust can be acidic, and also a little bit of sand in there which too can be acidic, and of course the ericaceous compost itself. So you can be looking at that way of doing it, and you can also get some very good feeds now which will help to turn the growing medium you have them in acidic. You can get like little tablets that you can buy, or you can get a liquid feed. Now commercially they tend to do the sawdust sausage that I have explained with a liquid feed delivered on the irrigation system to achieve the correct pH of 4 to 5. But there are other ways that people can have a go at doing this. If you don't want to get too technical and you're willing to give it a go, what you can do is you can get just some standard compost, plant your blueberry in that, and then just water it with your liquid feed that you would purchase. So you can try this as well. So what I have done is I created my own sort of ericaceous compost. Now I've tested the pH of these, and it is indeed in between 4 and 5, which I'm very happy with. And one way that I achieved this was I used a little bit of sand in this. This is normal compost with sand, and I also used a lot of coffee ground because I have a friend who owns a coffee shop. So coffee ground is acidic, and that can be used for making a growing medium out of. So this is one way you can do it low cost if you want. So you can get some standard cheap potting compost, mix in some good coffee ground that you can maybe get from, I don't know, Starbucks or something like that if they're kind enough to give it to you, a little bit of sand, a bit of sawdust, and then get some liquid feed to put with it. So that's one way of creating a budget growing medium, because even if you do put them in ericaceous compost bought from the garden centre, you still will need to feed them because these are hungry plants. So that's one thing you have got to consider. But as you can see, the growth that this has put up in 1 year, including establishment, is quite impressive. So obviously this growing medium I have used has worked very well. And I also put a little bit of horse manure, well rotted horse manure, into the growing medium. So that's one thing that you can do. So there you go. I've told you what I know about creating the correct environment for blueberries. Try it yourself and see how you get on. Now blueberries are quite rich in potassium and things like that, and magnesium as well. They're very nutritious berries, but of course for a little punnet you can pay quite a bit of money for in the supermarket, so it's very nice to be able to produce a decent crop of your own, and children love them very much as well. Versatile. Blueberry muffins, blueberry jam. If you had enough you could make blueberry wine if that's your thing. So blueberries are good, but what you want to do is you want to avoid the temptation to just go down the garden centre or the budget shop or wherever, buy a blueberry plant and stick it in the garden without knowing what the pH is, because you can waste your money. As the chap who gave me these, maybe he just put them in his garden not knowing or hoping for the best, but they never thrived because obviously the pH is not correct, and blueberries like a pH, as I've said before, between 4 and 5. So don't waste your money, do your research, get your growing medium correct. Blueberries do well in pots. I've been informed by someone who's a very experienced gardener that they appreciate tightly knit roots, so it's very much worth doing. Okay, take care now and we will speak soon.